Okay, so we have with us Dr. Maryam. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Maryam and tell you about what she's going to be talking about. So, Maryam is going to be talking to us about cyber law in the UK. A little bit about Maryam. So, Dr. Maryam got her PhD in security in computing, and she has more than 15 years of intensive experience in cybersecurity teaching and research, professional training, security consultation, forensic investigation, malware analysis, penetration testing, and incident handling. She is a course leader, senior lecturer, and proficient in security forensic skills as an SME for international CBs and projects. She, as IEEE Senior Professional Member, certified CISSP, RCCE, CCME, SOC-IR, CEH, CHFI. Awarded more than 100,000 GBP Research and Development Fund as project leader or main researcher. Several papers have been published by her research and have won gold, silver, bronze medals for security and forensic applications and copyrights. So, with that, I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Dr. Mariam. Mariam, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Aditya, for great introduction. Let me just before slide, I share. I share my slide. That will take time. Okay. So it's there.
No, Mariam,
You
I don't
have
see.
it.
No, I don't see your screen yet.
Oh, it shows loading. Something else is okay.
Yes,
For me, it's on.
yes, got it. Your screen. Over to you.
Okay. Okay, great. First of all, thank you so much, Aditya, for introduction, and it was great pleasure for me to be with Rocheston again. So there are a variety of the topic today. So I decided to go for the cyber law part. So there are lots of security awareness, talking about the hacking, the trends, and for sure, law is the part of this journey in cybersecurity to know that what is the offenses and then what we should do or how government or the security agencies protect us. So I decided to focus in UK law. However, we've done a comprehensive research in cyber law across the world, and hopefully going to publish soon. That is a comparison with different law, what to do, and then actually this is your right to know and aware about this law, and even if you do something unintentionally, so you know that what is the consequences for that. So yes, so just before starting the covering the cyber law, so we must do what happening or the consequences of this offenses, and then how we protect it. The first actually cyber law that comes for computer misses. When we say about computer, it's not all about the computer or PCs or laptop itself. It's including all digital devices. And just I wanna add a very small points here that you will see my slide of some more text that actually I'm not happy on that, but this is all law and I could not just by myself simply shorten it. So that's why I highlight the keywords that maybe could be useful for you. And later, hopefully, I will share the slide with Rocheston and you can access all of them. So this computer misses, including all of the unauthorized malicious access of the material stored. So that could be any kind of material. So that could be document, image, videos, any intentional harm or crime that using computer system, like the botnets, like those using access to the system remotely with or without permission. I could say unauthorized access, unauthorized changes, like modifying like ransom, malwares, and also all aiding in any computer misuse. So Yes, and this is what the penalty is. So I just brought this slide to show that for each single cyber crime, there are specific penalties. So it means that if you go back to this slide, you can see all listed, and this is how specified and narrowed down in UK law. So based on the research we've done in other countries as well, there are some penalties, but the point is there is no, actually this is the gap I could say, there isn't any details cyber law and penalties, because in cyber law when we go in cyberspace we have lots of different um, type of attack, hacking, and so we must be very specified in this case, and then the consequence and penalties. So I don't know for which reason, just this slide a bit changes here, what you're seeing. So that's the next step, that is a cyber law in UK protect the business data. So it means that whatever is your business in a small, medium, or enterprise size, you have the support and this data protection. So it is not only from you, it's also including your customer as well. So ensure that the data is handled safe, fair, and lawful in a manner. So just let me give you an example. For example, when you start a business, you must guarantee where your customers' data located and how you save this data. And if it's in any cases, whatever happened to that by any incidents, you have a backup and you keep this data safe. Or even if you have any unauthorized access, for example, you use all this kind of encryption or access control to those data, specifically sensitive data. So that is what we have in UK. So the business and users against misuse of the information within the business, and this is within means that internal attack, that you could read lots of news about internal employers that are not happy with business or the company, and attack the company and the database, and external access as well. So this happened a lot. And so just Dr. Peter mentioned about the medical part. So maybe you heard about those things, that how many access, specifically during pandemic, we had, I mean, unauthorized access, try to hack the medical center and medical information. Okay. So data protection part, that this act comes in 2018. Actually, not exactly in 2018, it was earlier, but the confirm and the comprehensive one with all, I mean, consider all the aspects, came on 2018, and that is part of GDPR. So what is GDPR? We'll go to the next slide, that what this GDPR means. But based on this data protection act, information is used by organization, the government, and all businesses. So it means that when you're living, doing your business, working, studying, you make sure that this data, this personal information are controlling and they are safe. And even if anything happens, so it means that that is secure and protected by law. This is GDPR, what is standing on General Data Protection Regulation. This GDPR has 7 principles. So I don't want to teach here that what is this 7 principle, but I'll just list it to know how these protect you in UK and what aspect this covering. So, for example, that is a start with lawfulness, fairness, and transparency, which I didn't see mostly in like non-UK website, that when, or when I check in like overseas connection or log into some websites, that there isn't clear transparency. Even when, I'm sure most of you, when install an application or log into a website and they ask you, okay, please accept this term and condition, and then you could log in. Rarely you go to read all that long term and condition. So, but that even if you go through all of this, you rarely find very clear transparency that if they ask you for your personal information, what this personal information used for that business. For example, you're going to do some online shopping, so they ask you about very specific your age, your gender, all this is information. How they use this information, they didn't mention. For sure, they're using for like marketing or next sale, but this must be clear and transparent that you could rarely see in term and condition in different apps. And that is part of GDPR in UK. So like purpose of limitation. If you do a research, even as academic in UK, you must know what is this limitation. If your research long takes for 3 years, this data only must keep for 3 years. Otherwise, you must have enough justification that why you must this data longer than these 3 years. Or data minimization. In this case, okay, you want to do some research about, for example, the education people, about that diversity, but what else if, for example, you're asking about my family, how many kids I have, or other interests, so that is not part of this research, and I could not add this question and for sure the answers in my database. Accuracy for sure is everywhere, so limitation, um, integrity and confidentiality, part of CIA that must cover here, and accountability that is part, and I could say the main part of these 7 principles, that who control it, and if anything happen, who responsible for this, for example, data loss, for this breaking of the confidentiality or integrity, and then if there isn't any accuracy, or if the data is accurate but haven't updated for a long time, so what, who is responsible for that is part of GDPR. Even if you have a website, you have the information, accurate information there, this is your responsibility to keep it up to date. And okay, I just so in this case, I brought some reports from NCSC, that is National Cybersecurity Center. They that is 21 report, 2021, the annual report, that what happened in 21 for 12 months and how many attacks they face in this case. So you could see like 777 cyber incidents and how many attack reported, and also you could see 5.4 million reports of malicious content, and then that is only happened in 12 months. And then you could see how many scam or how many URLs, that malicious URL or phishing links or phishing email that happened in whole 12 months for in 2020. And this is uh, after all this protection, this cyber law, and this is including all the advanced protection, prevention, detection, and technology that we have. So also you could see there, however, there is a, based on all this report that received 2.2 million cyber actually taken down. But still, there is a concern that what will happen. So, if how we could support, or for example, you as a business manager, business uh, owner, or as a academia that you're doing a research and your data is sensitive, or for example, specifically as a parent that your kids involved with this cyber space, specifically after pandemic, that we have lots of uh, online education, online training, online school, online university. So what will happen and who support us? So even you could see there are 6 million reports of suspicious email that is reported. So in this case, actually the new including that all data protection, GDPR, and also including all computer misuse acts, we have a new cyber law to protect the people's personal uh, techie stuff that is including uh, data and also digital devices. Uh, so because it's law, I completely add all here in a slide, but just highlight the keywords that may be useful for you. So that is protect people about any digital devices. And later I'll discuss about that it's not only those directly connected to internet, is including those indirectly connected. So they prevent the sale of customer connectable product in UK that not meet the baseline of security requirement. It means that if you want to conduct or run a business in the UK, if you're going to sell some kind of digital product, there are some minimum security requirement, the baseline, and your product must meet. Otherwise, you're not allowed to sell for any UK resident. Your, that sell your product. That's covering the research as well, and also that's including a plan for this new cyber law. And what is this plan? That's brought kind of penalties that just maybe that is unimaginable. So you must pay that penalty that is with 10 million pound or maybe 4% of global revenue. That is quite high, specifically those business people understand that how it's high, but at the same time, how it's important to secure the business and protect the data. So this cyber law also ban any easy to guess and any default password. So it means that again, if you wanna run any application for or in an Apple Store or Google, or for example, you want to have any desktop web application, if that is accessible by any UK residents, you must not, you're not allowed to using any easy guess or any default password for the system. So I know that is kind of awareness that people must know that don't use this easy guess password, but sometimes they are not aware of. And nowadays everything is digitalized, so everyone must use this online system. So it's better to ban from the other side, so that makes sure everything is safe. And that is for connectable product manufacturer as well. So that is make sure that all of them have the minimum security. They all updated in a specific time for update of any security, if there's any security vulnerability and they release any new patches, so all updated. And what is that time, how frequently they are doing this, and then how it's easy to access or how automatically they doing this access as well. So this new rule, manufacturing, provide a public points to contact, for researcher, actually for everyone, to, if in case they discover any bugs or any errors or any vulnerability, they release it, they report it. So that is easy for everyone. So it's kind of sometimes you face something that is not usual, but you don't know it's vulnerable. So you don't know it's a error, it's a bug. So that awareness is there, and then you have the platform to report it. So in this new cyber law, also all this is not including the online part. When we're talking about cybersecurity, even when you check all the, for example, ISO standard, it's not covering only the online part and digital part. It's including the physical security as well. So in this law, that is came to physical shop as well, the same as online retailers, and also they forbid again for any products, however it is physical or indirectly connect or not connect to internet, they must have that minimum requirement as part of this new law. So And again, I highlight the penalties for those not meet this requirement or already sell but not including or bypass this kind of um, specification and this requirement. So from all of this that we actually I shared with you, there is a platform to report it. That is maybe get an idea for you that even this lies there. Maybe you're not aware in any country that you are, or if there is, so how you can report it. So maybe that comes to your mind that, okay, let's go to find it, that what is the law in my country, and then how I can report if this uh, kind of cybercrime or fraud happen. So in UK, there is National Cybercrime Reporting Center and also NFIB that you could report any online crime, any serial or repeat offenses, and anything that is you found that is suspected in 24 hours, 7 days. So at the same time, NCSC actually is here to they collect all the reported, analyze this reports to find out, okay, what is the future risk, and then this future risk maybe just help and support the people from any future incidents like any zero-day attacks or any unforeseen incidents. And they also support any kind of business. It's not like only enterprises or infrastructures. It's including any small or any SME business. Uh, Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Rocheston, and thank you all for joining this session. I hope you found it fruitful, and then maybe that's help you to just maybe also do some research in your country from what is cyber law, how at the same time you could uh, do some research that how connected, because sometimes the crime happen in one country but I mean the consequence may be in another country. So that is maybe would be helpful to do the research, plus at the same time you could find it how to report it and how find it. And also, just as I mentioned earlier, we're going to publish a comprehensive research result that how this different law, a comparison, and how we could connect all together. Um, Thanks again. And so I'm here. If you have any question, please feel free to ask.
Okay. Hi, Maryam. So thank you for that talk. We do have a couple of questions. The first
Sure.
one is, can you discuss any cybercrime arrests made in the UK recently?
Oh, yes, there is. Actually, specifically in NHS, that is National Health System, I could say they targeted daily. That recent. And the personal, however, awareness, but the system is a national system that all customers, all people in UK, including they are not IT background, and so we have daily phishing email reports, and that's also released by National Security Center. So that is the very recent one that happened, and I could say yesterday. So it is a kind of attacks that maybe by awareness, and that's why a law came to protect people against this kind of attack.
Okay. Our next question is, it's more of a request rather. Can you please share the link from where we can download the UK cybersecurity laws, regulations, and frameworks?
Sure, there is a link that is I you could find it in my slide as well. So I could share the slide, and then that is in my slide, plus separately I will share that is all this framework and the details is there. But actually, in if you want to narrow down and go in detail, it's not like in one link. So I share the National Security Center and other related link as well. That would be helpful.
Okay. So thank you so much, Mariam, for that presentation. We all enjoyed it, and I think we are definitely more aware of some of the laws that are surrounding cybersecurity. So thank you so much, Mariam. Have
Thank
a good
you.
evening and have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, you too, and thanks having me. Thank you, Rocheston.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.